Good evening and welcome to Ville News. I'm Paige Davis alongside Al, here to give you the latest local, state, and national headlines.
Coming up, we have updates on a political activist assassinated in Utah and Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago. Stay tuned because Ville News starts now.
On Wednesday, September 10th, right-wing political activist and founder of the conservative youth activist organization, Turning Point, was shot and killed in the neck while at an event at Utah Valley University. His death was announced from Trump via Truth Social, stating, quote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead," end quote. Kirk was reportedly debating with a bystander about school shootings and gun violence when a single gunshot rang out, and Kirk, who was in the middle of talking to someone in the crowd, was witnessed on video with blood pouring out of his neck and collapsed over when the crowd dispersed and people went running in every direction. Fearing a mass shooting, it is reported from bystanders that there was no security to enter the event. Tyler McGettigan, a witness, stated that the event required a ticket with a scannable code, but McGettigan reported he didn't even need it to get into the amphitheater Kirk was speaking at. The suspect is still at large, despite a false claim from the university that a suspect was detained.
Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement began cracking down on migrants in the city of Chicago on September 8, 2025, titled Operation Midway Blitz. The crackdown on the sanctuary city law, multiple people arrested in the name of cleaning Chicago. These actions came after President Donald Trump threatened to send troops to put Illinois' largest city under federal control, having already done so to Washington, D.C. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker claimed they were not made aware of ICE's actions, with Trump claiming their policies made the city a haven for crime. Chicago residents and politicians alike attacked the president's actions, with Pritzker planning legal action against the federal government. Local activists, faith leaders, and hundreds of citizens protested the raids, while organizers were working to protect immigrants and inform them of their rights.
When we get back, updates on SEPTA receiving assistance funds and issues with Pennsylvania state grants. Ville News will be right back. On September 8th, 2025, Governor Josh Shapiro directed PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll to approve a request by SEPTA to use up $394 million in capital assistance funds, allowing SEPTA to avoid planned service cuts for the next 2 years. With these funds, SEPTA will be able to provide service without cancellations for the 800,000 Pennsylvanians that rely on the service daily, as well as providing critical transportation needs for major upcoming sporting events in the city, including the FIFA World Cup, as well as the MLB All-Star Game and Home Run Derby, both in 2026. According to economic analysis, service cuts to SEPTA could have cost the region $6 billion and taken out 76,000 jobs, alongside contributing to the concerns of students and teachers being able to make it to school in time. As a condition of the approval of SEPTA's request, they must address structural changes and report every 120 days to PennDOT to give updates on their progress.
Pennsylvania state budget delays are causing issues in students receiving PA state grants. The Pennsylvania State Grants Program, which is administered through the Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency, is responsible for distributing financial aid to college students across the state without the state budget being passed. Nearly $15 million in financial aid cannot be provided to students. A state budget should have been passed on the deadline of June 30th, 2025. But the state Republicans and Democrats have yet to reach an agreement about the budget. The budget delay is causing over 100,000 in Pennsylvania financial stress, ultimately affecting their academic performance. As semesters begin across the state.
When we get back, we'll have updates on an anonymous call to MU's campus and a teenager who pled guilty to injuring a minor. Ville News will be right back. During the weekend, a Millersville student worker received a call from an anonymous number. The caller over the phone proceeded to threaten the student worker, claiming they would bomb the university, while giving vague details about the attack itself, then hanging up abruptly, in which in the aftermath of the threat, the student worker called 911 and university police. The university would not release a notice following a brief investigation, stating it was, quote, a non-credible bomb threat. After getting in contact and working with the FBI, no sufficient evidence was found to the credibility of the threat. However, the investigation continues on as the university works with the FBI to find out the identity of the caller and bring them to justice.
On Friday, September 5th, 2025, Springettsburg Township teenager Jalen Ingram pleaded guilty to aggravated assault after admitting he shot and injured another minor at his home last year. 16-year-old Ingram got charged as an adult for aggravated assault as part of a plea deal he took. This led to charges of attempt first-degree murder, conspiracy possession of a firearm by a minor, and reckless endangerment being dropped as part of the plea. Common Pleas Judge of York County, Judge Amber Kraft, sentenced Ingram to 5 to 10 years in prison, with 1 year of re-entry supervision by the state for his crime. The shooting took place on October 17, 2024, on the 300 block of Edgewood Road. When the interaction took place, police alleged Ingram was upset that the teen he also lives with at the 300 block got beaten up in the backyard of the home at a different teen by a different teen earlier in the evening. According to the charging documents Ingram shared with investigators, he was angry about the fight, and that's what propelled him to shoot the teen in the torso. Ingram has been in custody and denied bail as part of his plea deal. Judge Kraft credited Ingram with 323 days already served since his arrest.
That's all we have this week for Ville News. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week for the latest local, state, and national headlines.